Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Normal here, and in this video we're going to do the camera review of the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime. So Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime is the latest mid-range phone available in India exclusively on Amazon. So this device comes with a 13 megapixel rear camera as well as 13 megapixel front facing camera, and it comes in two variants, 14999 variant which has 4GB RAM and 64GB storage, and 12999 variant with 3GB RAM and 32GB internal storage. So in this video we will talk about the camera interface, how good the camera quality is, and also see how good the selfie experience of this device is. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first step, let's have a look at the camera hardware. So on the rear panel, we have a 13 megapixel primary camera, which is an f-stop 1.9 camera, and it has an LED flash. And on the front panel, we again have a 13 megapixel shooter. This is the selfie camera. Here again we have f-stop 1.9 aperture. That's quite good in aperture for a budget offering or rather mid-range offering. Now the front camera does not have an LED flash. Instead it's a screen flash available. So that's the camera aspect of the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime. Now let's talk about the camera interface. So opening up the camera interface, so here is the default camera interface. So this we have seen on all the Samsung phones. So if you swipe from the left, you can see the auto mode, then pro mode, panorama, continuous shot, rich tone, HDR, then night, sound and shot, and other modes are included. And if you swipe from the left side, you can see some filters and options available here, and you have this option to rearrange the filters and modes available here. So that's the camera option, and here we have the option to go to the settings. So here the full video recording is at full HD, that's 1080p resolution, and front camera also has supports 1080p resolution. So these are the options available in the camera UI. Now you can also switch to front facing camera, and here we have a social camera option. So if you just click on the social camera, you can quickly share to social networking sites using the camera option. So that's the social camera on the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime. Now on the top you can see there is also option for stickers. You can get some stickers for your photos. So that's the option available. So these are the options in the camera UI, and here you can, if you want to zoom in, you can use the capture button to zoom in and zoom out the photos. So that's the options in the camera UI. Now let's go straight into the camera samples we have taken with this device. So these are the samples taken with the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime in daylight conditions, and here you could see that the colors looked a bit washed out, and also at times the camera adds a bluish tint to the photos, which doesn't give a really good feel altogether. And when you compare with the competition, with the likes of the Moto G5s Plus, the Xiaomi Mi 8, and the Honor 7X, we feel the rear camera did not perform that great under daylight conditions, and the color reproduction was the major issue, and the color reproduction was kind of awkward, and at times as I said before, it added a bluish tint. So the daylight captures were not that great on the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime. Now looking at the close-up images, one of the major issues with the shooting close-up images was the focusing. So the major issue with focusing is that when you tap to focus, you actually focus the image, and when you click the capture button, it loses the focus and again try to focus and instead it gives a blurred image at times. So that's not a really great interface to for close-up images, and also the close-up image color reproduction was not that great, but the sharpness levels was kind of okay for the close-up images. So overall we feel that the rear camera was kind of pretty much average in terms of performance. Even with f-stop 1.9 aperture, the overall performance did not live up to our expectations, especially when the competition offers really great features and options in the camera. Now finally let's talk about the low light performance of the rear camera. So low light performance is something which was kind of okay for us, because with f-stop 1.9 the images were bright, and it did have some details in the low light captures, but again a noise was creeping in some of the photos. But considering the rear camera performance, the low light performance was kind of acceptable for a phone in this price segment. So not much of issues in the low light performance, even though there was some slight noise. Again, the focusing was the major issue with the close-up images even in low light conditions. So overall we feel the rear camera was kind of average on this device. Now moving on to the selfie camera. So this is again a 13 megapixel shooter, and it again has f-stop 1.9. So we have seen this camera on a lot of Samsung devices, the 13 megapixel shooter. It is capable of quite decent selfies, and you can see the selfie quality also looks quite good. The color reproduction in the selfies is kind of above average. when you compare with some of the selfie focused smartphones like the Honor 9 Lite, or even the 7X had a pretty good selfie experience. The Moto G5s Plus has a pretty much above average selfie experience. So comparing that, we feel it's quite an acceptable selfie camera. It is not really the best out there in terms of selfie performance, but definitely an acceptable camera. So the phone also comes with a selfie focus mode, which is basically the bokeh mode for selfies, which we have seen on a lot of devices. And here are some of the samples we have taken with the bokeh mode, and they're quite okay, but edges seem to be a bit blurred out at times. But overall, the clarity of the selfie focus mode looks quite an acceptable one. Have a look at the video recording. This is where the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime disappointed us big time. You can see the color reproduction was kind of completely washed out. Pretty much poor video recording. The 1080p sample was kind of poor, and it was hunting for focus all the time. So the video recording is kind of very much poor on the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime, and we expected Samsung to do something better than this, at least for a 15K smartphone. So this is the video recording taken using the front facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime. So this is a 13 megapixel camera, which is at f-stop 1.9, and it can record videos in 1080p resolution. So this is the 1080p sample taken with the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime under outdoor lighting conditions, and this also comes with the bokeh mode, which is not very accurate. And this is the video recording sample taken with the front facing camera. You can judge yourself how good the clarity is and how good the clarity of the audio recording is. So that was a detailed camera review of the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime. So all in all, we feel the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime is kind of an average camera in this price segment. Under 15K price segment is where we get a lot of camera smartphones, be it the Xiaomi's Mi A1, the Moto G5s Plus, the 7X, the Honor 9 Lite, and a lot of other devices are also competing for the best camera department. This is one area where the Samsung has done nothing much when compared to the previous Galaxy devices. So, and the camera is kind of a disappointment, especially for a phone released in 2018. So if you're looking for a camera smartphone in the sub 15K price segment, we wouldn't recommend the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime at this price point, especially with pretty much average camera performance. So that was the detailed camera review of the Samsung Galaxy On7 Prime. If you still plan to buy this device, we'll share the link in the description of this video. You can use our link and buy the device from Amazon. So that's it for this video. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.